A lot of coaching offers sound good. They sound thoughtful, thought through, supportive, maybe something that someone would benefit from. And yet people don't buy, or they say, this sounds great, just not right now. And then nothing happens. So in this episode, I want to talk about the difference between a coaching offer that feels like a nice to have and one that feels like an actual must have. If we haven't met before, I'm Jo Lott, a business coach, and I help qualified coaches get clients with honesty, not hype. I have built my own coaching business in various different niches and helped hundreds of qualified coaches to do the same. If you are watching this on YouTube, please do hit subscribe and like a video and comment. I would so appreciate your support in this early stage of my YouTube journey. I will be doing a draw this month for my launch on YouTube. So if you have commented, liked and subscribed, I will have your name there and I will add it to a hat and do a draw for a one-on-one session with me. So let's continue with why a nice to have doesn't convert and what to create instead. One of the most common things I hear from coaches is this. People are interested, they engage with your content, they say it sounds really valuable, they even say that they would like to do it. They don't get their credit card out and take the next step. And that gap is between the interest and the action. And that is where your business can stall and you can become really frustrated. A nice to have offer usually sounds like this. Something that would be helpful, maybe something that would really improve things for people, something that would be good to do at some point, but it doesn't feel urgent, it doesn't feel necessary, it doesn't feel like a must-have, so it gets pushed down the list, not because it's not valuable when they actually do it, but because it doesn't feel like their top of mind priority. So a must-have offer is different. It speaks to something that is already on someone's mind, something that they are already thinking about solving in some way, something they don't want to stay stuck in. It feels really relevant right now, not just one day. And that shift often comes down to a few things. The first is how specific is your offer and how specific is your target audience? What exactly are they dealing with? Because if someone can't quickly see themselves in your offer, they won't feel drawn to it. The second is the problem. Is it something that they recognize, something that they are already experiencing and actually think that there's a solution? So for example, if you are a mum who's overwhelmed, often that is a really hard niche to sell to because people think, well, that's just all there is to it. Like there's a lot to do and I'm just going to be overwhelmed. So it's not as simple as it may seem. So even if they are already experiencing this problem, it really needs to be something that they believe that they can actually solve. So you really need to know what their top of mind problems are that they actually will pay to solve. The third thing we want to focus on is the result. What is going to change as a result of working with you? What becomes possible? And is that something that they genuinely want? Not in a really vague one day type of way, but in a really practical must have now sense. There's something that's also worth saying here, which is the cost of staying where they are now. What happens if nothing changes? What will continue? Because without that, there's really no reason for them to move and take action. So a really simple way to look at your offer is this. Does it feel like something someone would say, that would be nice to do at some point? Or do they say, I really need to sort this out. This is my top of mind priority. That is the difference we're looking for here. One of my favorite examples of this is with a friend, Ellie. So Ellie helps tutors to move to group tutoring. So she had a huge transformation when she stopped targeting people who were currently teachers and actually started to talk to people who are already tutoring one-on-one. That created a huge shift in her business because she was speaking to people who really were in that situation, not people who are too early on in the journey to care about moving to a group tutoring business. If they are still in their teaching job, for example, they're not your ideal client to move to group tutoring. So again, really think about the part of the journey your client is in. Sometimes they're too early for your service. Sometimes they're too late for your service. So you really need to find that just right spot that they are ready to take action. So if you are finding that people are interested but not committed, don't always assume it's about your ability. Really look at how your offer is positioned. And there are so many ways of doing this, like I talked about, in terms of clarity. Is it specific? Does it feel relevant to them right now? Because these are the things that move someone from that sounds really nice to I want help with this. How can I start to work with you? If you want my personal support with this, you will find the details to my program, The Business of Coaching, in the show notes or description. You will get my personal support and eyes on your niche, message, offer, and all of the important aspects of your business. Thank you for listening today. And like I always say, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and be the wise gardener who keeps on watering the seed.